said it's on me today.
All right, we are live. We were telling war stories from vacations. I think everybody enjoys their vacations, but there's always something crazy. So if you ever go on a vacation, you know what we're talking about. There's some war stories out there. So, guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for
Pleasure to
having
have you. I know you have some things to go over, but please introduce yourselves. I can't call you Mayor Steve anymore. Let the people know who you are and that you're not the mayor anymore.
I'm not the mayor anymore. I'm still Steve, though. Been called other
You should
things,
have to
too.
give that up, too.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call me Steve. Some people call me other things. That hasn't changed.
Very colorful.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
So what are you now?
I'm now the executive director of the Bullhead City Metropolitan Planning Organization. And this is our planner and grant writer, Danielle Bruch. Want to introduce yourself? Oh, actually, I just did, but
Nice introduction.
yeah, that's why you're the host and not me.
He
Yeah.
still does mayor stuff.
He does
just-
it always.
Yeah.
I'm used to it now.
So Danielle, what do you do in the organization?
Basically, all the admin stuff, put together the documents, the plans, review everything, make sure all the bills are paid. And then also,
Sounds fun.
the big part that I love doing is the grant. I go after grants for the MPO.
Very cool. So did you get impeached out of being mayor? What happened?
Well, you want the true story? Everybody thinks that, some people seem to think that I made up some magical job for myself. Like I have that kind of power
That's
to get
some
the federal
effective government.
Yeah, if I had that kind of power, I wouldn't have to take out the trash at home.
Would have got a way better job than this.
Yes. But basically, because when the census came, we hit over 50,000 by them combining Fort Mojave and Mojave Valley with us, and then you have to form an MPO. We're actually federally funded by the state and a little funding from ADOT, so we're not really federal employees, but we are paid by the federal government.
Okay.
So once we hit that, you have to form an MPO, and the MPO, basically what we do is, our main objective is we go out and we do a long-range plan, which is a 20 to 25-year transportation plan. Then we do a 4 to 5 year plan, which is a TIP, it's called, it's Transportation Improvement Plan, where we basically work off of that long-range plan and start getting the stuff done. But in order to get that done, Danielle here has to get the money for us through the grants.
So who did this before that got us the medians? That's what I want to know.
So the medians was ADOT.
That was not us.
But anyway,
Not ADOT.
I kind of went off cue a little bit, but so we were looking for an MPO director for almost a year, and they did 3 interview processes, and they couldn't find anyone qualified that they wanted, and that was at the time that was the city doing it. And in a meeting, I started looking. I'm like, why can't we find anybody? And I started looking at the qualifications, and I'm like, well, shoot! I said,
We forgive that one.
Yeah.
There's a couple we don't. We're like, whoa, man, whoa. But yeah.
I'm like, I already do that. I'm like, I know that. I could do that. I'm like, I started looking at it. I'm like, shit, this is 3/4 of the stuff that I do. So I said, I'm probably only going to do 1 more year. I'm not going to run for re-election. I'm going to have to go back into the workforce because my 401k that I thought I was going to be able to retire on, there's a whole other story there. And I was looking at it and I said, maybe I should put in this. So I put in for it. It came down to 2 people. The interview process changed when I got in because people know me at the city, so I had to go through a planning manager from ADOT. Who was it from the county?
Mojave County representative.
Mojave County representative, another MPO director from Phoenix area. They did the interview process, toughest interview I ever had in my life. It's not like, tell us about yourself and why are you better. It was all technical questions. Luckily, I knew them because I learned a lot and was doing a lot of this stuff during my tenure as mayor and council member. And we went through the process, and I got the job, and now we're looking to rock and roll and get stuff for our city.
What are you gonna miss about being mayor?
I do miss being mayor. I miss a lot of the accomplishments that, some stuff you don't know would have been done without you. Who knows? Good example is the ADA ramp that we just did. I'm not taking credit for it. Was my idea, but the idea actually came from a constituent. They messaged me on Facebook and said, "Why don't we do this?" Sometimes it only takes one person, but you need people that'll listen. So I listened, and it's a funny story. When we got to last year's budget session, I kind of cracked the whip a little bit as mayor. I said, I don't want any pet projects. I want us to concentrate, go back to old school, public safety, infrastructure, and use our money wisely. I said, so I don't want any council members to have any pet projects. However, I want this ADA.
Classic mayor.
I want this, yeah. However, I want this ADA ramp, which is a good thing, man. Everybody in our community deserves to have a good time and go out there in that water. And those are the things that I miss, accomplishing stuff like that that are really for the community.
Did you have a favorite moment as mayor?
Oh, listening to Scotty in the meetings, that was always a joy.
Somebody should get a compilation put together.
Yeah.
It would probably be viral and hilarious.
The best one up there.
I think everyone that I say, oh, did you watch a council meeting last night? That's the first thing they say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's a gem.
yeah, absolutely. So, obviously a smooth transition. Having a healthy relationship with the city council, new mayor, I assume makes this a little bit easier for you, right?
Yes, yes. And I have full confidence in Rodney Head. He's been around for a while, former chief of police.
Good dude.
But it does help being the former mayor with the contacts with state legislators. I know all the elected officials. I know a lot of the shakers and movers from ADOT. I've worked with the federal government with that. The only thing that's a little different is, as mayor with the council, you have a budget. You want to get something done. You vote on it, it's done, and it's done.
Yeah.
With the federal government, it kind of reminds me when I was in the Army. It's the old hurry up and wait. Okay, it's the 29th, this report needs to be done by the 1st. You haul butt, you get it done. All right, good job. Now we'll let you know in 9 or 16 months what happens.
Yeah. Well, we were kind of joking about the bureaucracy involved in government, and it's a little bit more now that you're out of just the city government.
Yes.
And I'm sure that creates a lot of challenges for people who are not familiar with it. But you guys have some things you want to go over. You guys have some things that are important to get out there. What are those things?
Well, one of the main things we were here for today is it's great to talk about the MPO, which we'll come back later and go more into depth on that in another time. Right now, we're doing our public participation plan, which has to be out to the public for 45 days. And basically what it is we're letting the public know that you're involved. We want the public involved in every part of our job, not only in this public participation plan, but after the fact, anytime we go out for a project or planning, the public's involved in that too. Then we go out for 30 days of their input. So that's one of the good things about this is.
So how do they get involved?
On this one,
and how involved can they get? I mean, I can't imagine you want them out there with a hard hat and swinging a hammer here. So
no, there's a couple out there that would scare
No.
me. Basically, we want their input. And like I said, even with the ADA ramp, it took one citizen to tell me something, and look what happened from that. So a lot of times, some of the best ideas come from one citizen out there that just decided to get involved. So with this one here, we're going out for 45 days. We're going to have 2 town hall meetings. Let me give you the dates because these are really important. Our first town hall meeting is going to be on 8/11 at 5:30 p.m. at the council chambers. Our next one's going to be at 9/8 at 5:30 p.m. at the council chambers, and we're there just to get your input. We want everybody to go through this plan. We have different locations where you could pick up this plan. We have them at the library, at City Hall, at District 2 County Supervisor's Office.
Is that this plan?
That's this plan right here. It's 21
Plan
pages.
right here.
That plan right there.
Glance through it. Obviously, a lot of information in there. What do you want people to know before they get there? I'm sure it's frustrating to have a town hall. You want input. You want things that you can improve. But if people come in and they're kind of starting at zero, what's something you'd like people to know before they get there?
I'd like them to read this first, and then they'll know everything what it's all about. It's on our website, www.bullheadcitympo.org. The full plan's in there. You can get in. Jeff, can you show them on there how to maneuver that to get on there? It's pretty simple. You get onto our web page.
Give me just a second.
Pretty simple, Jeff.
No pressure. Get it now.
But anyway, this plan is hard to see anybody that would be against this particular plan, because basically we're saying you count, your opinion counts. We want it regardless of who you are.
So does this mean that there is an existing plan, however, you're taking input from the public, or is this shaping the initial plan?
This is a draft of our plan. I don't see anything changing in it. There should be no reason, but you never know. Somebody might come up with something that I didn't even think about that might just be a great idea that we could change or add to this plan. But the plan itself is just letting everybody know that everything we do, we're going to be coming out for their opinion.
So we go plans and projects, right?
Yes, go up to plans and projects.
There we go.
Go over to the right and feel free to look at anything and everything on our website, but you got the public participation plan there. Scroll down there, hit the download here, and it comes up instantly.
Oh, the other direction.
The other, back
You
down.
lost us. No.
Nope, go to back to public participation plan, Jeff.
Which one?
Public participation plan, PPP.
Same one you're on, but at the very bottom,
Go down to the bottom.
download,
Download
in
here.
orange, right there.
Boom, there you go. Now you just keep scrolling down and you have the entire plan right there.
So obviously we want people to go there, read that. What are some of the highlights? What's the key features of this plan?
Let me go to page, what was it, page 7 here, if I remember right, and I'll give you a quick breakdown of what it's about. So this is the process basically. So I'm going to tell you how this started, why we have to do this. So Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 requires outreach to underserved groups, and in 1994, a presidential directive dictates that each federal agency shall make achieving environmental justice parts of the mission by identifying and addressing as appropriate disproportionately high and adverse human health and environmental effects of the programs, policies, and activities on minority populations and low-income populations. The groups impacted of the low-income and minority populations also include subgroups, elderly and disabled. So a lot of times these people aren't included in.
The elderly aren't the majority?
Well, this
We may
That's a
feel
joke.
like that, right?
this is a federal
Sorry.
plan, so it wasn't made specifically for Bullhead.
Gotcha.
Now this plan that we did is specifically, but this is kind of how it works. Public participation implies an open process. That means that anyone who is potentially affected or just interested in the process is welcome to participate. And here's some of the reasons for encouraging the openness. One, the project leaders may gain new information, like we were talking about. Participants who want the project to be completed can provide additional resources in the form of assistance, goods, or services. Public participation can be a forum for dispute resolution. Progress can be made and implementation can occur because the project itself will be better designed with public input, and the community better understand the project is about itself. Input can be a warning mechanism for potential problems as well. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
we call ourselves the professionals and everything, but like I said, you might have one person sitting in the corner over there that has the best idea in the world that you never thought of. So that's why we want public participation.
Yeah.
One, it's mandated. Two, we welcome it. We're all one in this community here, and we want
You know,
everybody
it's really
involved.
important to go out and have those discussions. I can go back to a few times that I had been involved in some large public projects, and you go to these things, you hear everybody, and then decisions are made. 2 months later, somebody pokes their head and goes, "Wow, what about this?" And you go, "We talked about this 2 months ago. Where were you then?" You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's important, guys, get out there, say your 2 cents, have your conversations now. You know, one of my either upsides or downsides, depending on how the result is that I ask a lot of questions. Probably how I ended up here in some capacity. But, you know, at work, I'll ask a dumb question. Like, you got to be, you know, willing to ask a dumb question to get an answer. And sometimes you'll be amazed that people are wondering the same things and they just didn't want to speak up or whatever. So what are some of the things you anticipate getting done? You talk about having a long-term plan,
Well, she's
having
already,
some projects that you've been proud of in the past. What are your targets for?
I can tell you, Danielle's already started before I came on board. She'd already secured a grant for $250,000 for the transit planning, and that's our bus system. So we'll be looking at, we'll have a company come out here and we're going to go out to the public and get their input too. We'll have 30 days on that, but we're looking at potentially, who knows, we might move our system all the way through Fort Mojave and Mojave Valley. I do know that we have a problem with veterans that live out in that area that have doctor appointments right here at Miracle Mile.
Oh, yeah.
And we have no bus system going out there. There was nonprofit organizations that were giving them rides. They've lost volunteers. They don't have as many people to do
So
it.
where does this jurisdiction actually fall for you guys? Is it just extend into Mojave Valley? Is it all the way to Golden Valley? What is the jurisdiction of this?
Jeff,
this
can you pull
effort?
up our map on there, back on the website? If you go to the main part, you click right down. So it's basically from bridge to.
Dave, you kick that light a little sideways.
Yeah, am I red?
You're all red. You might be red, but I
He was
want
out
you
in the
glowing
sun.
red. You're riding that bike too much.
It's a red bike too.
Loving it, exactly.
So anyway, it's basically. I would like to say bridge to bridge, but we actually go a little farther on on our bridge. We go all the way up to the boundaries of Bullhead City. So from Bullhead City all the way to the Needles Bridge, all of Bullhead City, Fort Mojave, Mojave Valley, and don't forget the tribe. We have the tribe involved also. They're
Good,
part of our
that's
vendor
great.
event.
If you scroll down, Jeff, you'll see it on the bottom.
Yeah, we have such a unique. I try to explain it in so many. In our marketing conversations with our vendors for getting information out to people.
There it is right there.
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
No.
Back
We
there.
don't-
No.
The map right there on
Yeah,
the
it's
screen.
just
Just
right
scroll up a
there.
hair. Right there.
Let's
Yep.
go down a little here. There you go.
Yeah, so you look at that map and it's not that much, but it's 5-6 different small communities.
Yeah, and it's actually about 100 square miles.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like much, but it is.
And then oddly enough, we know Laughlin's over there, some things on both sides of the river, but there's nothing for great swaths of desert
Yes, yes.
and all east and west. But up and down the Colorado River is a lot of folks with a
Yeah.
lot of different issues, concerns, interests, things like that. So
Yeah, on our long range plan, we're going to be looking at one of the most important things is
thanks, Jeff.
we're growing, everybody's growing. There's no getting around it, whether you want to or don't want to. Of course, we'd love to stay a small community. A lot of people don't want the growth, but people are having babies every day. The world's getting bigger.
The world getting bigger. Yeah.
So we need to relieve traffic from the north-south corridor. And right now, we
I think you're talking everybody's language right now.
yeah, we basically have Highway 95, and the Parkway relieves a little bit. We have some ideas that where we want to go. Vanderslice later on down the road line, Landon bypass, so you can go all the way from the Parkway straight to Highway 68. But we're going to have companies come in that are professionals at this, and it'll probably be a year, 18 months in the process of coming up with this long-range plan. And like I said, they'll also go out to the public. You might have one guy you've never met, never seen him, never said a word, and you guys are brainstorming, trying to come up with everything you can. This guy might be, hey, did you ever think of that?
Right, and that's another great reason why you should have the public forum, because everyone is very, very familiar with their own little backyard, right? And you even more so with the city, with having such an intimate experience with the city for so long. You don't know what that guy in Mojave Valley deals with. And
Yes.
yeah, he doesn't live in the city, but he needs to use city services, or he needs to use whatever services are available. And you don't know what that's like day to day.
Yes.
And
Now, one thing I do want to bring up, though, when people do come to this meeting is particularly for the public participation plan. It's not the time to come up and say, hey, I need a street light on my street, or there's a pothole over here. Call the city for that. Call the county for that. That's still their job.
Right.
We're not, and the city and the county are still going to be doing their own public work, so we're not in charge of that. We're looking at the long-term planning and getting the funding to do these projects later down the line. But your average everyday stuff is still the city and the county.
Absolutely.
And the tribe.
So you got a magic lamp, you rub it, you get 3 wishes. What are the 3 things if you could just have it done? Danielle writes the perfect grant, you get all the money in the world. What would you like to have happen?
Just the best north-south corridor releasing traffic. I don't know, maybe another road on top of Highway 95 that goes above.
Maybe we get a flying car grant. Get some
Flying car
cars
grant.
going. We'll finance it for you.
Hey, I'll look.
I mean,
I'm sure I can find it somewhere.
The ultimate dream would be able to just get unlimited amount of money and have perfect roads on everywhere. The county's even worse than us. They have a lot of roads that are still dirt roads that people go up.
Well, we got flooded here. I was super grateful. The county did get out here pretty quick, but you almost couldn't get into the used car center.
I
it was
live
bad.
right there, so I
Oh,
saw
it
that.
was
Yeah.
I've seen a little farther up, there was some underwater. Some of those
Oh,
cars.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think we actually sold a couple of those folks' cars, and just hearing them be like, yeah, our car's in the shop, and it was underwater.
I'd like to see a lot. Man, there's so much, and we're not just concentrating just on the roads and transit. Also, sidewalks, lighting, ADA, access to everything. Potentially
Possibly,
bike
yeah.
lanes.
Yeah.
Many people. Some people actually. Not everybody likes to drive. Some people like to get healthy. You go to the gym and work out. I mean, you make me look like crap sitting up here. But there's
I have a filter, it helps.
It's amazing.
filter won't even help me. Filter just like shuts down. But some people like to bicycle too, you know, and we want everybody to stay healthy too. And we'll never be able to do bicycle lanes on Highway 95 unless you have a death wish.
Right.
But there's still a lot of ways you could get around, you know, on each side of town. But that's another thing we'll look at: bike lanes, sidewalks, lighting in different areas. And most of these things people are for and against. That's why the public participation comes into play.
So then you were doing this before Steve got into this position? You were-
Getting it up and going. So there was a lot of back end that we had to do just with getting our office, picking our office, getting the furniture set up. We did have an interim director for a while that was helping me as well, getting some of the documents started and prepared. But it was just a few months of lonely quiet in the office.
You mean peace and quiet?
No, lonely. When I went from being at the city with just people always around me 24/7 and had multiple hats there to being lone soldier in an office, it was,
Now she just has to deal with me about,
every 5 seconds.
I'd say about every 5 minutes, not every 5
All
seconds.
right.
How are we doing on this one? Where are we going on that one? All right, we got this due here, we got that due here.
Well,
But
you asked me 10 minutes
Yeah.
ago, no update.
Oh, he loves. We have a huge whiteboard, and it's got everything on it that to keep us in track with
I
our
like
timeline.
to purposely put more up there than
Yeah.
what we're capable of doing to challenge ourselves to get more done. But I have to say, I couldn't have a better grant writer and planner, because I worked her 21 hours the last 2 days. Not a complaint. She's right there. She's still here bright and early this morning.
That's not what she told me before the show. She was
Yeah.
like, "This guy." What are some of the challenges in getting grants for this project and this area in general? What are some of the things people maybe don't realize about our area that actually open up some grants? I know that a lot of grants are available to, I'll tell you, people don't realize that there is a lot of poverty in this area. We see what we want to see, or we don't live in it, experience it. What are some of the things that you come across writing grants for this area?
Just realizing actually how much is out there for the underserved. Being able to, like Steve was saying, the bicycle lanes, ADA, being able to go out there and get the money and know that now our community is going to be safe. All the children that are, I grew up riding bicycles anywhere and everywhere. So being able to do that and have the safety within our community, going from Mojave
Seems
to
a little
Bullhead.
crazier now.
It is a little crazier, but
I did
mean,
the same thing, and now I just
yeah.
think that seems like a bad idea.
But there's grants out there with us. We are a nonprofit, so there's also that extra step that we can go after for nonprofit grants and look for. So there's grants out there. It's just I do a lot of digging.
Yeah.
And they're very competitive too,
Yes.
because everybody's going for them. But sometimes actually the underserved population gives us an advantage because there are
Correct.
specific grants for that. So we have a better shot than Beverly Hills at that specific
Yes.
grant.
Well, I'll tell you, when we were looking at all the ways to get these kids into school, all those kids I coached in high school, and my son didn't qualify for almost anything. But when you go talk to these schools and they give you all the funding that's out there, I was thinking, half these kids should be getting damn near free school if they have a qualifying GPA, based on a lot of that stuff, income,
Yeah.
minority, whatever. And I had no idea. Like, it was very eye-opening for me that there was so much opportunity out there for people.
I've helped a lot of friends that I've gone to school with that their kids are now in college, and I'm just like, you need to just do your research, find the grants that's out there. You do a little bit of digging, and you can find it out there. It's just, like he said, competitive, but do your research and get a great application and submit it. We
Yeah.
actually, as I'm going to be leaving here, is finalizing another grant. We're going for $2.2 million
I like that
for
one
safe
better than the
streets.
250.
Yeah, that's a
that
little
better.
bit better, but this is going to go out there and help the community go for our safety plan and evacuation plan. We need that here.
Yeah.
So that's something that we really need to look into.
So I was going to ask you when you said the 250, because obviously that's a mountain of money, but it's like a drop in the bucket for how much it costs to get things done.
Yeah.
Especially talking about bringing in someone, a firm, consulting, actually putting something tangible together. What's a realistic budget for you to get some of your goals done?
Hundreds and hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
people don't realize how expensive stuff is. You know, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I want my street done. I want this. I want that.
Yeah.
Just say we were to do the Parkway, just the Parkway alone. And I'm going to give you different examples on each stage. If it was the city had their own money to do it, you're probably looking at about 35, 37 million. Now you get to the state level, it's probably going to go up to about 42 million. Then if you get to the federal government, now all of a sudden it costs 76 million
Oh boy.
because of all the different steps you have to take.
Yeah.
Good example is these different plans that we have to do. For lack of better words, actually, I'm going to be the God's honest truth: the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
There's less bureaucracy. The people don't realize how lucky they are. The job that our city does. A lot of people put our city down. We got a really good city government. They manage their money well and they get stuff done. The other steps you take, the bureaucracy is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we know that that's our job, so we're going to do the best we can and get stuff done. It's just going to take time, and we have to realize that. One thing I knew I was going to have that I'm learning still is patience.
Yeah.
You have to have patience in this.
How's
job.
that working out for you?
Pretty good.
Like he said, every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
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 I'm like, it's getting done.
Well, we walked in with not having a director for all that time. She's doing everything she did. She even got a grant right away. But there was a lot of stuff there was deadlines. I walked right into a whole bunch of deadlines on stuff and I don't walk in and they're training me. Okay, this is done. This is done. I have to find out by research that oh shoot, this is due by August 1st. This is.
We should have put a jar
22nd.
up. Should put a Steve O shit jar up here.
How many?
Yeah, I'd be.
We would have got lunch out of this one way or the other, Jeff.
I'd be broke by the time the show's over.
Hope you have a grant for the cuss jar.
I
Yeah.
couldn't pay for that. There's no one big enough.
But we love it. We take pride in our organization. We take pride in our city, and now with the county as well. Portion of the county that we have. We actually even went out and we designed our own logo, got our own shirts. We got the logo on the door. We're taking pride in this.
Yeah.
And
Doing it the right way.
yes, I think most people in Bullhead City, I still think we have one of the greatest communities around. We have probably 98% of the people are just really good people. 2% of bad people is not bad compared to other
Listen,
areas.
I think that number is pretty livable.
I'm being, and I might be being a little politically correct here. You know, could
In
be
case you have to
different.
get
Could-
elected again someday.
yeah, could no. I think I might be done with politics.
Yeah. Yeah, politics seems a bit challenging.
Yeah, you talk about having to. Then you don't have to watch just the S word. You have to watch other words that want to
Yeah.
fly out of your mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we do have a great community, and it is funny. You talked about people kind of resenting growth a little bit, but very few people were here at the start.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen the old pictures of Bullhead where it was a giant dirt road with a couple places. You know, we've seen the pictures of the Riverside in its first form. Everybody came here at some level, and to be like, this is the level I think we should stop now, is a little silly.
If you think about it, we're pretty lucky that we are still where we're at, because where do people want to live? By water. I'm surprised this wasn't discovered years ago and it's not already crazy.
Exactly.
And our growth, we're not growing too crazy. You know, if you look at the numbers in between censuses, there's a little growth, but it's not like all of California moved here in 2 months.
No, and you know, we've definitely seen it in waves and phases and things like that, but and also it's probably good because it's almost self-sustained now, where before really it was just people living to work at the casinos.
Right.
And now it actually has its own community, its own infrastructure, you know, things like that.
I think the only thing most of us that live here, and you know, I didn't grow up here either. I grew up in Southern California, but I've been here for over 20 years, so I kind of feel like I grew up here.
Yeah.
My son grew up here. He from about 6 months till he's going to be 22 here real soon. But I asked the same thing that we asked for, like when people are coming to our country: assimilate.
Yeah,
Be
absolutely.
part of Bullhead. Don't bring your politics with you. Don't bring, especially if you left somewhere because it was bad.
Right.
We're doing good here. Don't change us.
I have a few neighbors
Assimilate.
that I hope are watching this now.
Yeah, just
You
don't-
left there for a reason.
Yes, and we got to cut people a break. As soon as they see somebody came from California, oh, we don't want them from California. Well, there's good people in California too that have good ideas. They might be leaving because they didn't like that,
Yeah.
and they want to come here because they like the
So
way
you
we
know
run.
I'm a boat junkie. I love going out, spend time on the water, and I've got some really good buddies who I go boating with, and they're all from California. And I find myself saying things like that, and they kind of look at me and they're like, "Come on, man," you know. And but they have very similar frustrations with what is their home. You know, they're not happy with what is happening in their home, but it's still their home.
Yeah.
And they enjoy getting out here to get away from it and enjoy the river and, you know, not have to deal with that crap.
Plus, people forget about there's a lot worse places in California. You got Oregon, Seattle,
Yeah.
Seattle.
Well,
and
the flip side of that being that there are great and beautiful places in all those, and then there are places that are not.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's always overwhelmed by the bad. The negative always seems to be overshadowing all the other things, and in all those places. And what's funny is, so my son's going to school in Western Pennsylvania. You go back there, they all bitch about certain things too. Oh, this part of whatever is the worst, and this whatever's the that, and they're everywhere's like that.
well, even where we both go to, we don't go on vacation together, but we both go to the same places, the Virgin Islands. If you get on their sites, you hear their locals.
Oh, yeah.
They call us colonizers and the tourists and everything,
Yeah.
which they don't realize they wouldn't survive if it wasn't for the tourism. Well, it's the same here. People complain about tourism. If we didn't have tourism, this would be a ghost town.
Right.
And by ghost town, I don't mean just nice country living. You'd have nothing here.
Right. Yeah.
so-
No, absolutely. It's vital to our economy, their economy, and as the world changes, it's actually, you know, I'm very partial, but the sports tourism in this town is unbelievable.
Yes.
You know, and I think people take it for granted, and then you have to go and see traveling out of town and all this other stuff to go and get those same experiences for much more money. It's hard to beat. I mean, that's something that was intentionally grown, you know, and hopefully we can continue to find things like that showcase what is unique about this area.
Yeah. And they have to realize most of us moved here,
Right.
you know, but
I just get tired of explaining to people that I'm not from California. I did move here, but I'm not from California. Ththey're like, what do you mean?
Everybody's
You know there's
from
other
California.
places,
That's
right?
all they think.
that's because
Yeah.
he looks like he worked out at Muscle Beach and Venice Beach. So
Yeah,
he-
right.
What's funny is a lot of times the people, I almost had to put some more money in the jar there. The people that complain, not the B word, the people that complain about somebody coming here from California, you look at their Facebook profile, lo and behold, where are they from? California.
Yeah.
I'm like,
From California, vacation in California, friends and family in California. Like, I don't know. I get it.
yeah, we still have there's good people and bad people everywhere, you know.
You know what else is funny? I took some friends out on the boat. This is super dumb, but it's funny when you think about it. And we're going out, and they're like, "Damn Californians!" And I said, "Bro, we're in Needles. It's in California." You know, like, what do you mean? You know, like, dumbass, we're in California.
I just looked at a picture of your boat recently on one of your posts, and it almost looks like the same boat. When we went from St. Thomas to British Virgin Islands, we were gonna take the ferry. The ferry's like an hour and 45 minutes, and I swear it's almost the same identical boat. We got there in
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Oh,
on that thing.
yeah.
Well, you see how short my hair is? It was back here.
I got everybody's got like their little pipe dream of life, and that would be mine. If I ever like get my foot run over in a parking lot and sue for millions of dollars, I'm gonna buy a big boat and run around the Caribbean. Like, that would be my life goal. I'd probably never get off the damn thing.
I know that's not what we're here to talk about, but I recommend everybody go there at least once. And I prefer the U.S. Virgin Islands part as opposed to some of the other ones. But just the peace you get out of there. I mean, when I go out there, I go for at least 2 weeks every year. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the radio, except for the Super Bowl one year. I was there during the Super Bowl. I'm a man. I gotta watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But other than that, and you can't explain it. You've been there, you know, just
Yeah.
the peace, just sitting at the beach, and you can't get the same thing here. I'm not putting down our place, and now to our area is probably the same what we experience there to other people that are coming here.
Our river is everyone who moves away absolutely misses the river. It's one of the most. I mean, it's beautiful. It's something you don't appreciate till you're gone. But my beach evolution was when I was a kid. We'd vacation in North Carolina. We'd go to the Outer Banks. We lived in Pennsylvania. So then you come out here, you go to Southern California beaches. You know, then you go wherever, and I had been to Alaska, and that is not what the Caribbean. The Caribbean is the one you see on postcards. It's the one that you see in movies.
I think
white sand beaches, crystal clear water,
Yeah.
blue, beautiful,
I think-
tropical fish everywhere.
I think the best part I like about it is, and we know which beaches to go to, but especially the days we'll look at the cruise ship schedule and when they're not in, you might go to the beach and there's 20 people out there on the whole beach spread out everywhere. You have your own area. Not to say I don't like people, but it's just nice to just to relax,
Yeah. Absolutely. I know you guys got to run. You guys got any parting message?
Just please get on our website, www.bullheadcitympo.org. Look at this plan. Also, if you have groups that are more interested in this, email me at sdamico at bullheadcityaz.gov. Come by our office. I'd be happy to go speak to your groups too. We're speaking to about 15, 16 different different people or different organizations right now. We want to get it out as much as possible.
Do you guys have social media of any type?
No, it's funny. We tried to get a Facebook account. I went on there and
We both tried, and
it accepted, and then the next thing it said you're suspended.
Yeah.
So I appealed it, and it said now I'm permanently banned.
Nice.
She did it too, and I think what it is because we're using government computer. I think they think we're trying to do some kind of scam. So we're going to be Facebookless, which I kind of like, to be honest with you. I'd rather
Yeah.
get out and talk to the people face to face.
Yeah, face to face is the best. It's social media's become a very double-edged sword, but it is a great way to reach people and get your message out,
Yes.
especially if you can figure out how to make funny reels and things.
And again, if you're not on the computer, well, you're probably not watching this. But anyway, they'll be at the public library, at City Hall, at our office, at District 2 Supervisor's office, District 5 Supervisor's office. We're putting them everywhere. We don't want to leave anybody out of this mix, and that's about it.
Steve, when you left, did you have like a blowout box of your mayor stuff? Did you leave with a box and like do the Jerry Maguire thing, or?
Yeah, I had a box of all my Raider stuff, and then they were
Not gonna freak out.
my parting gift from the council was they bought me a Raider ice chest and some Raider mugs and made fun of my Raiders, and I let them know that I am a Raider fan. I will cut you. So
Jeff, the Chargers fan, laughed at that, so
yeah,
that's good.
and we get a bad rap for being Raider fans, but just so you know, we have a Charger fan back here doing the operations, and a big ass. There goes another money in the coin. Big ass
Real
Steelers.
Now I'm getting
coffee out
lunch.
of them. Yeah.
Big ass Steelers fan right here, which the Chargers, I have to say, we've never had to worry about them. But we have a big rivalry with the Steelers back in the 70s. Probably the best two teams in that era.
Yeah, it was a golden era of football right
Yeah,
there.
and we all get along. One is I'm not going to talk smack because I know he could just pound the crap out of me. And back in the day, I wouldn't have worried about him because I could have outrun him. But I'm getting a little older now.
Well, lucky
so-
for you, I'm still not a runner. You might still get me
Yeah.
there. So I'll be like, nah, just go ahead, man. I don't know.
But anyway, I appreciate you having us here and helping us get the word out for this.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing the progress and how this goes. I know that, it's really in its infancy.
Yes,
I mean, this
yes.
is the ground floor of it all. And to be perfectly honest, I hope you just help the traffic on 95. So.
Yes, and it's cool to be part of something that's starting up. So hopefully, again, I look back now, I was on council for 11 years, and a lot of the things that, I didn't accomplish them myself, but that they may have came from me. Everything I give credit to the entire council, our staff at the city, and the workers who really do everything. But who knows, the same thing here, I might look back, 15 years from now if I'm
When they
still
first built
alive.
the parkway, they called it the bypass.
Yeah.
We need a bypass for the bypass.
Yeah.
And then a bypass for that bypass.
And who knows, one day I might do so much they might leave something here to remember. I did get congressional recognition for my service, which is really
That was
cool. I'm in the
very
record books for life. But Jack Hakem got a park bench at the senior center. Brady got a street named after him. I might get, who knows, the new animal shelter. I might get a sign or a little statue where the dogs pee.
Yeah.
Who knows?
If you play your cards right,
You
you're
would
gonna
actually
get that.
really like that.
Yeah.
You would really.
Oh, cool, the dogs are peeing on me.
It's what a legacy is, man. You put in a lot of work and do a lot of things, and you hope you get remembered. And whatever way you choose.
You know, we don't realize that we're not going to be remembered. You know, our family might for 1 or 2 generations, and then that's it. Unless
So
you,
that's what I always joke about. I always think about some of these, you go visit parks and things, and some guy did so much for the world, and no one knows who he is. It's just,
Yeah.
my thing is
lost
just
to history.
while you're on this earth, just be a good man, and just try to live a good life. Don't hurt anyone unless they have it coming.
I think that's pretty good rules for life.
Yeah, but basically just be an old school. People don't know the definition. I had my old grandpa that taught me a lot. The definition of being a man, and being a man is not just being able to kick sand on somebody at the beach. Being a man is taking care of business, being a good man, taking care of your family, and doing everything right.
I think it's something that has been lost over the last chunk of time, but I believe it's coming back.
Yeah.
I think people are realizing the value in it and the importance of it, and I think we're starting to see a resurgence, which is for the best.
That's why I love our community. You see more of that here than you do in the big city. Big city, everybody's for themselves.
Yeah.
Here we're more about let's take care of our families, help our neighbors, be good people.
Absolutely. I think that's a great message. I don't know, I think we got a couple minutes, but I think that's a great way to go out. I really appreciate you both coming by, spending some time with us. And please, as things progress, pop back in. Let's continue to give updates. Let people know. We'll get you guys some clips and whatnot out of this that you can help share your message.
Appreciate
it. Get people out there. And, the more input you get, the less, rough drafts you got to do and have people whine about later. So
Yes. I appreciate you having us on here. Love your show. Great job.
much appreciated.
Might have to get out on the, I don't know, that right on the, I was going to say I might have to go out with you on your boat one day, but after that one on the, I still got a little shell shock from that one there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we're coming in the best time of boating season because
Yeah.
everybody's back to school. It's still like 110 degrees out,
Perfect.
and there's half the people on the water.
But could you just imagine your boat out in the ocean flying at like 70?
Oh, I can, but
I'm sure you can.
I've been on
Probably
Lake, I've been
can.
on Lake Havasu a
But-
couple times where it
Oh.
was like the ocean.
Yeah.
I was like,
But you got a steering wheel to hold on to. I'm in the back, like my face is back here.
your feet start coming up above your head, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's in trouble.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you.
We'll come back to this again.
All right, thanks again.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Thank you.